Hey, I started talking with myself because I didn't know that you had to push like go the live button. So I guess that we are live now. There's 0 people watching this right now. It looks like that anyway. So I'm talking to myself now. I'll give it a minute or two before I really start. 3 people now. Please comment so I know that the comments works and that they are actual record nerds out there watching this. As I said before I started the live feed, I poured myself a glass of the Motorhead rum, which is a pretty nice rum, actually. I'm not a huge fan of those sort of artist-led beverages like wine or beer, stuff like that. Hey, Thomas. But this is actually really, really good. Highly recommended. So pour yourself a glass of something, or pop some popcorn or something like that. My thing. Hey, tjena, Jonas. I'm thinking of doing it like this. I want this to be a conversation and not a monologue, as far as we can take it. So if you have questions, please ask them. If you have experiences with the records that I'm showing in my want list, please also do a shout out so we can have somewhat of a conversation going. That would be awesome, because a lot of the records actually that I have in my want list, I mean, in one way or another, I have added them to the list because I listened to a snippet of it, or I've listened to someone talking about it and recommending it. Some of the records that I have there, as I said in my previous live sort of thing with my want list, is that I have records that I have sort of like this one. Just pulling one. This is Richard Haven's 1983. This is not a want list record, but I bought it in a big sort of collection. So I have looked this up and I have put this in my want list, the exact sort of copy pressing of this. So when I'm ready to listen to this, because I haven't listened to it yet, it is there. I can remove it from the want list and add it to the collection. That's how it works, in my home at least. So some of the records is actually not want list items. It's just stuff that I have logged for now because I have it in my possession, but I haven't added it to the collection yet. I also thought about this before we go into the list. There are records that I have added to my want list that maybe isn't 100% want list items. We'll get back to that later on. I have prepared some also. So the difference between last time and this time is that I think I have about 15 maybe records or 20 records that I want to highlight a little bit, and hopefully I can play some music for you, just to give you an example. Some of the records are really rare. Some of them are somewhat obscure, and some of them are really cheap. So in my opinion, it's cheap heat, but it's all in my want list. I don't have them yet. So yeah, I don't know if we're ready to go. I'll share my screen if I mean, I'm not a super... Maybe. Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh, shit. I don't do this every day. Present maybe. Yeah. Slides, extra camera, share screen. There it is. Woohoo. Okay. So let's see here. Let's do it like this. Maybe like this. Yeah, like this. So do you all see the sort of the want list here? I hope so anyway. Take away the banner there. Put out the... sorry. Okay. So, and some of the pages that I'm going to show you, obviously I showed them the last time, but maybe I'm a little bit more prepared this time. So the first sort of side I don't know with you guys, but I'm having a hard time with Discogs sorting my want lists. I think that when it comes to the sort of collection bit of Discogs, it's much better and easier to sort of search. Another thing that I think is a really it's a shame about Discogs is that if you have multiple pressings and stuff like that, it sort of clogs up the want list. I mean, today I have 2,563 items in my want list, but that isn't really the truth, because as you can see in this case, I have Unchained with Elias Hulk, two copies of that, and I think that there is even more copies that I could have in my want list, because when it comes to me collecting records, I like to find first pressings. Obviously, everyone wants those, or as early pressings as there are. So in some cases with jazz, for example, you can have like 20 or 25 pressings in your want list, and I don't want that, because it just clogs up the entire thing. I mean, your want list, you get that sort of email, I think twice a day now, where the Disco shows you the 100 sort of want list items that is for sale, and if I have like 25 pressings of a Blue Note record, for instance, I'm just going to see Blue Note records all day long. So maybe I have one or two or three of them. Like in this case, Unchained with Elias Hulk. I'm also going to sort of concentrate on Psych, Private Press, prog, and rock, 70s rock, 60s, 70s rock. So extremely little jazz, and that's just the convenience of it all, because it's jazz is a little bit harder to sort of talk about and also showcase and play for you guys. So I'm sticking with the rock and folk and psych bit of it. Okay, so that was it. As you can see here, some classics. I have the or Satchel. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. A reissue of that. It would be awesome to have the original press. Night Sun Morning. I've been outbid so many times on this one. On Zebra, or again, an awesome thing to have the original of, but I think there is a reissue or like a little bit later pressing, not like a year or two after the original pressing, that would do perfectly fine. Elias Hulk Unchained. Julian's Treatment, I actually have a copy of that, but with a different cover, so I just left the sort of that cover version on the want list. Some jazz, you have Shib Shab, Kaita Miss, and Solid Oak, awesome private pressed hard rocker, maybe. Bermuda Triangle, JK and Company, Maggot Brain, early pressing or first pressing, that would be really cool. It's one of maybe on my top 25 of records. I have the god awful Four Men with Beards version of that, and I hate it. I don't play it. I don't want to see it, but I can't sell it. So I'm stupid that way. Or everyone's following here. Please comment. There's 13 of you watching. Please comment so I know that everything works fine. And again, just ask me questions as we go. I'll highlight the questions like this. Hey, that Vinyl Stockholm did. As we go, and it doesn't have to be questions about my want list. It could be any sort of question, and we'll just fill them out as we go. So yeah, Ron Elliott also highly recommended. Really, really good. An Outlander classic. The Grateful Dead, Anthem of the Sun, one that I don't have actually, and the Grateful Dead is actually one that I do have, or I've found. I've cleaned it, I've sleeved it, but I haven't played it yet. So it's still to get added to the collection and getting off the want list. But when we are here, I want to play and highlight the first record of the evening, and that is Elias Hulk Unchained. This is such a classic record. I don't know if it's from the UK. I know very little of this. I know that Vinyl Stockholm, for instance, knows about this record. I bet he does. So maybe you can comment about it if you have it, if it's on your want list, if you have had it or sold it and stuff like that. You need a mono of that. Okay, question or something. You need a mono of that first Grateful Dead if you don't have one. Yeah, okay. So the mono sounds better, or is it just like, is there any sort of difference between the mono and the stereo? I'm a stereo guy, I have to say. Like, I know people when it comes to Beatles, when it comes to Beatles pressings, and when it comes to like Blue Note and the earlier jazz, 50s, 60s jazz, people talk about the mono records. Sometimes I'm just like, I like the mono better. So yeah, hi Jazz Bums Mike. Awesome to see you here. Okay, so moving back to Elias Hulk, and Vinyl Stockholm says I don't have it. It's not really my cup of tea. Okay, cool. But it was a long time since I heard it. Let's see if we can play a song for you, those of you that haven't heard it, just a couple of seconds so we know what we are talking about here. Can anyone give a thumbs up if you can hear the music?
Here to see. So come with me if you're ready to go, and I'll take you by your hand. I'll take you to places you dreamed about, all in the far off land.
Okay, so that was a sample of that. I don't know if everyone knew about it and knows about the music. I think that this is brilliant. I think that it's the perfect sort of blend between a little bit slower blues rock or heavy blues rock and almost a Sabbath vibe to it. With some records, in my opinion, like the Elias Hulk, maybe, the cover artwork is even more famous than the music, but in this case I think that the music goes hand in hand with the awesome cover artwork. I mean, I would like a t-shirt of this. That would be awesome. And Youngblood on the back, like like a soccer t-shirt or something like that. Did you hear the music? Just let me know if you heard the music. Let me know in the comments. So because as you can see up here, we have a lot of records to go through. So I'm going to my second page, 52 pages. I don't know if we will get through them all, but we'll see how long we can stay on this. I'll do it until I don't think it's fun anymore. So Sony Sherrock, Black Woman, jazz, soul jazz, I believe, really, really good. I almost had a shot with this. I heard the music. Sounds great. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I was on a auction house, and they had a box of records. This is maybe 10 years ago, something like that. And it was just a great marathon in that bloody crate. I mean, it was so many jazz grails. It was insane. And I ended up putting a bid on it that was, in my opinion, very high. Another one came and bought it just ahead of me, like a few dollars more. I could go even higher. He would probably go too. And today that crate would be worth, I don't know how much. So yeah, sucks. Johnny Griffin, Lady Heavy Bottoms. I actually had this as one that I want to play for you guys first, but this I decided to skip playing jazz. But this is a really, really good record that is kind of hard to find. I never see it, not out in the wild at least. Some other, like here, Oscar Peterson. It's just a better pressing actually than I have today. One of my favorite jazz records. It's a fantastic record, and Verdicts of Swirl is always nice to have your eye on, like the Linda Hoyle, and Changes with Caterpillar. Awesome. Blue John Dummer band is actually one that I have in my collection, but I haven't played it yet. I think it's here. Yeah. There it is. So a want list item that is just waiting to be a collection item. I also want to say that some of these are actually not want list items, but rather watch items. Like you have them on your watch list. I don't know if that makes sense, but I use it as that also. So not necessarily something that I will buy, but something that I want to know how it goes in sort of price and stuff like that. So you can follow it a little bit, see how it goes. Nucleus, Alacat, and Roots are still left to be hunted down. After those two, I am done with my Nucleus records. Moving on to page 3. Let's see here. I think we are coming up to the next thing we're going to play now. Yeah, as you can see, some kraut, some psych, some jazz, and not super like every single one is not heavy hitters. Like Aunt Mary, Janus, for example, is a heavy hitter. Iron Curtain, you never see that. A Private Press gem that just skyrocketed a few years ago, I guess, through Acid Archives. But then you also have Buff Sainte Marie, which I mean, I saw this all the time back in the day, and maybe I see it once in a while now also, but price hasn't been right. So that's one of those that I have my eye on that I'm going to buy somewhere down the line. Let's see here what questions we have. Jazz Bumps Mike, the mono blue notes can be cool because short period Rudy recorded the mono and stereo simultaneously. Yeah, so the mono isn't a summation fold down of the stereo. I like both and take what I can get. Yeah, obviously. I mean, shit. Blue Note. I have some original Blue Note records, but it's records I've stumbled upon. Really, like I haven't paid up for any Blue Note records. I can't afford it. Vinyl Stockholm says I also have my want list as a watch list. Yeah, just to see what's going on exactly. And if I would Discogs, I would do it sort of separately, because those are also clogging up my sort of my email that I get with stuff that I would buy. I mean, the ones that I have on my watch list are not necessarily stuff that, or are not stuff that I'm going to buy. So yeah, I guess that it would be nice to have different lists. Some Amondoul, John McLaughlin, and others. This Fairfield Parlor would be awesome to have, a classic record when it comes to the Vertigo Swirl. But I actually wanted to show you. Let's see here. This. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I think it's Polka. I believe they are a US American psychedelic rock group, in the 60s. Not super, as you can see, not super expensive, but in my book, this is a fairly cool record. It's I don't see it every day, and I thought we'd listen a little bit, see what you guys think of it. If YouTube is with me, I guess. Come on. Ah, fuck. Oh, sorry. I think it's that one. Sorry. Do your taxes or something while I'll... Maybe. Was it Rain on Your Grave? Sorry for... Highly entertaining, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is it.
my memories blooming with light, struggling so hard to gain. Why must I die? Why must I die? Why must I die?
So yeah, a cool little record. It's as I said, it's not super expensive, so it's something that you can find pretty easily, and I don't see it every day. So, and it's an awesome record. Does any one of you have that in your collection? Know about it? I mean, I watched a video with Dylan from Noble Records earlier today, and he said about his want list that he never talks about his absolute top wants because people just snags them before his eyes. And so this is in one way this is the worst idea ever to show you my top want list, but it's awesome to be able to share, isn't it? So yeah, some can records that I don't have and so forth. Vinyl Stockholm says don't have it, but it sounds nice. Yeah, I think so too. Cool little gem. Moving on, Fields, also one that I highly recommend. Awesome. Strawberry Alarm Clock. Still need to find my first Strawberry Alarm Clock record. It seems like if I want to buy the earlier or first pressings, they all ship from the US, and it just kills the deal because shipping to Sweden is just insane. So, and I never find them in a store or on a Swedish site like. And the hook also really cool. Zelda, I have the repress from 10 years ago, something like that. Would all be awesome to have an original of that. It's an iconic Turkish folk, acid folk or folk, political folk record. Really good. And Arthur G. Bruce Cockburn is he's a new discovery for me, and his records, as you can see, they don't cost anything. Like, I'm waiting for a seller to have like 3 or 4 Bruce Cockburn records so I can buy them all in that one with one sort of shipping. But I never heard of the guy until like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, or something like that, and just blew my mind. Shit, what an artist. And Night Vision is actually one that I have, but I haven't listened to it yet. Really great. So highly recommended also. But I guess that the price, some of you probably have a lot of his records. I don't think that there was anything here that I want to play. Mr. Fox, I have an early reissue of that really good folk record. Let's see here. Jazz Bum says that Horace Tapp's Got the Call is a good one. I have the Pure Pleasure reissue. That sounds good. Horace Tapp's Got the Call. Let's see here. Which one was that? Yeah, this one. Yeah, I've seen that they have reissued this. Yeah, it's a good one. It's is it a little bit spiritual? Might be wrong. I'm so into like psych and prog and 70s and 60s rock right now, so I'm a little bit behind when it comes to the jazz and the jazz reissues, to be honest. Jody Grind, the Canal or Fork Canal, also really good, and Little Free Rock, obviously a heavy rock record. Some Eiler. That Jake Holmes record is something that I've seen in a shop, but they had it overpriced, in my opinion. And again, I haven't really seen it for an amount I'm comfortable with, but that would be awesome. Wasn't this? Let's see, yeah, Dazed and Confused. First time that, and I think that Led Zeppelin. They just ripped him off. So I think that they later had to add his name to the sort of score credit credit. Them, really nice. Townsend Sant originals, super expensive. I have some on Tomato, but Stonewall, fantastic. Sora, Shib Shahab, great also. Shags, everyone wants the Shag. But I thought that we would land in what I think is a private pressed record right now called Primeval Road. Primeval Road? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. As you can see, I added it 2 years ago. I found it in probably one of the sort of last trip or acid archives. Read about it and added it to the want list. It's not super expensive. I think it's a little bit harder maybe to get 7 for sale now. Maybe you could like buy it right away. The same old label. Let's see here. Yeah. So I guess this equals like private pressed. David Chalmers. Yeah. Let's play it. See what you guys think of it. Have a drink. Skål. Let's see here. Let's update the page. This is awesome. Just about the break of day. By myself, not knowing quite what to say. Yeah, I looked around to see what I could see. By myself, not knowing quite what to say. Well, I know you got me lonely too. I mean, shit, the drive from the rhythm section is just insane. That drummer is like he's on fire. So yeah, highly recommended and still a want list item, but not impossible to find, I guess. Just you have to pay up. Let's see here how many are for sale. A near mint, yeah, United States. That sucks. Germany still sealed 100, but it's a great record. Like it's a great record. Does anyone know about that? Like, let's see here. David Chalmers' third LP, All Night Long. It's really hard to get. Okay, never sold on Discogs. Cool. Do you have it, Jonas? Do you have it? Okay, moving on. Wachdenkel. I had a copy of this. I actually sold it. It wasn't sounding that good, and it's a very sort of delicate record, so it deserves to sound as good as it can be. Obviously, Leaf Hound. Everyone wants Leaf Hound, and Flash is also a classic. And you have some. I think that is Tacoma, isn't it? Robert Bacho. Some Swedish and Finnish music also for all you Scandinavians out there, Scandinavian fans. And Bruce and Vladdy, The Reality, a fantastic record. I would love to have an original of that. I think that one of the heavy hitters here in Sweden had that for sale not too long ago, but I didn't have the money to pay up for it. This is like a more funky and soulful Hansson and Karlsson, something like that. So not as proggy, but more soulful, but in the same sort of vein, maybe. Some Wigwam and Eero Koivistonen. I actually did an interview with Eero maybe 3-4 months ago. We had a conversation for I think 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Unfortunately, his English wasn't that good, so I don't know if I'll release it. But it was awesome to have the sort of have the time to talk with him for some minutes and show him the records that I had, and he talked a little bit about the recordings. But as I said, his English wasn't that good, and he had a hard time sort of explaining about the recordings and the process and stuff like that, unfortunately. So yeah, Rashid Ali, obviously obviously. Do Exchange, one of the best jazz records ever recorded, in my opinion. Like, shit, this is awesome. I have a reissue of it, but it's not the same. Like, doesn't count. Children of Lear, also very good. And I think it's time to play the next record, CA Quintet, Trip to Hell. I had a reissue of that, but it had the wrong mix. So I think that it was only like a mono record from one of the channels. So the entire other side was missing. So the guitar and everything was just gone. I think it's a sort of a famous reissue for being sucky, I guess. And I haven't bought any reissues of it since. So yeah, let's go to the next one that I want to play for you guys. And it's Arrogance, Give Us a Break. I think this also is a US private press sort of folk rock outfit. Yeah, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. This is also 2 years ago I added this. I think this also is from Acid Archives maybe. But it really struck a nerve. Again, it's not... If you pay up, you can buy it. Like, and you won't find it in a store or a thrift store. I don't guess so anyway. So I mean, if you want it, you have to pay for it. Like, that's 300 pressed in 1973. So shut up, Jonas, and play the music. Yes, I will. Let's see if it's this one. But no.
Played around before I got things done. Guess it happens to about everyone. Changes come while we are very young. Doesn't seem to make it any fun. You try so hard, you lose your guard. You're out of...
Let's see. Let's play something from the first song. I think it's a little bit... So I don't know if every single song is perfect, like, but I think it's a highly entertaining record. Does anyone have that? Derek, do you have it? Like, guessing like the States persons would have a better chance of getting this than us Europeans. Hi, Jose. Awesome to see you here. So yeah, I think that's awesome. I guess that this is some sort of spoof on Pet Sounds. Having a miniature horse on the cover is just awesome. Give us a break, yeah. Okay, moving on. So going to the next page. As you can see, we have some Jeff White, we have Harold Vick, so it's a mixed bag, really. A reissue of Cheap Hubs, because those are so expensive, it's just insane. I actually found a copy, an original first press of the Cannibal Comics, or Der Enderen, as they were called in Germany, I think. But the American or UK cover artwork is much, much nicer, so I left it there. It's just so ugly, it's cool in a way. Headstone classic. Granny, the original press of Schizophrenia by Taste of Blues, one of the sort of the coolest Swedish psych records or garage psych records out there, in my opinion. And you also have the second press of Eulenspiegel. The first press had not only the chicken and the egg, but also a dead chicken, but they had to remove that. But you all know that. And Lazy Farm and so on. But I want to highlight a record here. Let's see here. Yeah, Billy Paulson, Back to the Country. And this guy, Star Mountain, unknown release date. I have no idea. I've tried to see if I could find anything online, but I can't. I guess it's US, US artist. And a hard one to get. I think so, at least. This is not good, but it's so quirky. It's awesome. What's that in USD? Yeah, good question. So this, let's see here. There's the question there. Still learning the ropes here. So this is Swedish prices. 526 Swedish crowns is, let's just say it's like $50 and 50 euros, just to do it sort of justice. Like it's not exactly that, but let's say it's just $52. Yeah. You need some let's see here. You need some Invisible and Pescado Rubiso in your collection. If you don't already have it. No, I don't have it. If you recommend it, I should get it. I guess so. But let's play a little bit with Billy Paulson, because as I said, I don't think that this is good. It's just so quirky. It's good. It's so bad it becomes good. Okay, let's see what you say.
Lady, you're the reason I'm living. The way you stand by me, though the world may fall apart, we will never part. Lady, you stand by me. Lady, your love has kept us.
Let's do another one. Let's do the second one. I was born to be cowboy. Spring has sprung. Spring has sprung. Fantastic title.
Let me be among the ones, Lord, who will make the great journey, for I believe in the great beyond, in the world that waits for me.
It's so strange. Like I don't know. I don't think it's good, but I'm really drawn to it. I would love to have that on vinyl. Vinyl. It's the only medium. Okay, let's continue. Okay, moving on. Oriental Wind. I had to trade my Oriental Wind. This is the absolute best old Kaita Miss record. If you don't know this record, you should do yourself a favor and check it out right away. 1977, fantastic fusion record with some Latin leanings. Don't share Eternal now. I traded that too. Had it. Traded it. 6th of November is the last one I need in my collection, and I have the 3 November records. Lars Gullin, this is actually one that I got. I've had it in my want list for 10 years, I think. I got it yesterday, so won't be long until I can tick that off the old want list. Wendy and Bonnie, also classic. Been outbid a few times on that one. Improvisation with Bernt Rosengren. Fantastic Swedish free jazz record. I had a test press of that. Again, traded it against Will Malone. So I don't what's the word for it? Regret it. I don't regret it. I can find another one. So yeah, moving on. Is there anything that you would like to ask me? Just ask questions along the way. It doesn't have to have anything to do with my want list. You can ask anything, and I'll answer it. And if you have any sort of, just shoot sort of, if you have comments on the records that I have on in my want list. If you have them, if you have any sort of comments on them. Spyro Gyra. This is actually one that I almost bought not too long ago. It's South Korean box set from '94, because you all know how hard it is to get the Spyro Gyra records, and this is an affordable reissue box set, which you can get for like 150 euro, dollars, something like that. But we didn't strike a deal. I have no idea how it sounds. Like maybe it sounds crap. I don't know. Third Eye Brother, I have that. I need to listen to it, but still have it. Robin Lent. This is also one. I think this is a UK. Okay, so I've seen it. It's not super costly, but with shipping, and I haven't seen a copy that I feel comfortable buying, but it's pretty high up on my want list, actually. It's a fantastic record. Solid Ground and Zarathustra. Yeah, maybe. Derek, don't you have that? Didn't you find that one? Let's see here. Love that sound. Let's see here. Spyro Gyra, yeah, great band. Have all 3 LPs. Of course you have. Fuck. Love the sound of Back to the Country. Yeah, I think so too. It's a quirky. Yeah, you heard it. I have a lot of Spyro Gyra. I get them in Spain. Oh, that's awesome. Shit. Boulevard Ajax. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. I got that Zarathustra a week ago. No way. Shit, that's awesome. Okay. Moving on before I get too jealous. John Phillips. I think that Vinyl Stockholm played this, and it's been on my want list since. Fantastic. If you haven't heard Vinyl Stockholm's podcast, do yourself a favor and pause this or just turn it down right away and go listen to all his shows. It's insane. It's just like this, but much better. Ilmo Smokehouse. I thought that we land on this one for a second. This is not super unknown. I mean, I've seen copies of this. I've never seen it shown in the VC or on YouTube and or on Instagram, but it's not a super uncommon record. And I think it's awesome, like really, really good. So this is one that I have like 5 pressings of because I really want to find one for a good price. So hands up everyone who has this in their collection. I'll play some for you and you can write, play the first song. A lot of Cowbell. I love, more Cowbell. Yeah, exactly. So cool. I think it's a pretty cool one. It's a heavy blues rock record. all the way through, but it's definitely worth the price. I mean, it could be one of those like thousand euro records, like if it was pressed in 300 copies. And I mean, the cover artwork, it's awesome. Like this, it's so super ugly. It stands out in the collection. Emmylou Harris, Gliding Bird. Actually, I mean, I love Emmylou Harris. Everyone loves Emmylou Harris, but this record is the best one. Like, if you want to get one record, get that one. Okay, moving on. Some Thelonious Monk and Bill Evans. You can never go wrong with Bill Evans. John Griffin Quartet. They have this in a sort of local store to me for less than what it goes for, but I don't want to pay that either. So I'm biding my time right now, see if I can do strike up a deal or something like that. I actually got the West Coast Volume 3 just a week ago, maybe something like that, in terrible condition, but with my new cleaning machine, the Kermes, I actually ended up cleaning it and pushing it a little bit up in condition. So yeah, Sandy Coast, awesome. Master Apprentice, obviously cool. Everyone wants the Shag record. Rick Susudo, is that how we pronounce it, Jonas? Heaven Was Blue. This is also Vinyl Stockholm. Insane collection. Would be awesome to have the opportunity to flip through your records one day. Almendra. Yes, was that the one that you talked about, Jose? This so many times, like 2-3 times, I think, that I have had a deal going on with one that had like a VG copy for not too much, like, but the shipping just fudged it all up, because you send from Argentina or something like that. It's just too expensive, and with ship or toll and stuff like that, it's just kills the deal. Riffraff, underrated. Andromeda, Keith Christmas, huge want. Highway Robbery. This is a watch list item, not a want list item for me, because when it comes to that sort of heavy rock or heavy prog rock or whatever you want to categorize it as, it's a fantastic record, but they released it on flexidisc, so it sounds crap. Like and it's such a bummer, because it's a beautiful record from start to finish, but I had it in perfect condition, sounded shit. So yeah. I will. I mean, I'll keep you up with that word. I'll definitely swing by when I'm in Stockholm the next time. Louis Alberto Spinetta is the same guy from those other bands I told you about. Okay, yeah. Shipping from Argentina sucks. It's like $80 most of the time for 3 records. It's a shame. Auto Salvage, still need that one in my collection. The Bill Dixon Orchestra would be nice to have an original, and Oi Oi is a Swedish underrated gem, definitely, like really. Centipede, also one that I have in my in my to playlist now. So before it goes to the collection, but every single UK jazz guy is on this one, like everyone. Willie Hutch, fantastic soul record. And moving on. So yeah, let's see here. I think it's time for the next one to be played. Woody Kern, fantastic also. I'm looking for this one, definitely. And the trio, awesome. Status Quo is, I have these 2 records in my to play pile, original first UK press, stereo pressings of those 2. So they're just waiting to be added to the collection. Hard Stuff I still need. And the Graham Bond that I don't have. Let's see here. Aslan, great folk. Yeah, and Saint Stephen. I mean, when I started to look for the Saint Stephen, if you don't know this record, check it out. It's a fantastic record. When I started to check out original pressings, I didn't want to pay that sort of the €50 or $50 that they cost, and now you can't find it for under like 100 or 120 or something like that. I have a reissue of it, and it's not as cool. And I want to play with the cool guys. You know, I really do. Morgan again. They were wrong. Yeah, moving on. Think that we are going to stumble upon the next one that we are going to play soon, I think. So yeah, Vilcactus, Swedish Prague. You have Steve Lacy Quartet, Marion Brown, fantastic jazz. Like, yeah, Super Sister. Need those two. Really good. Popol Vuh, Norwegian, Prague. Pretty good. Not essential, but good. Yeah, moving on. Let's see here. St. Stephen is an awesome mix of styles. Definitely. Like, I found a reissue when I was digging for records in Berlin, I think. And I bought it based on the cover. Has to be, my daughter is 8 years old. So 10 to 12 years ago, something like that, maybe. And I bought it based on the cover, and fantastic record. I got that folk singer record in the Street of the Village in New York. Great, that's cool. That's cool. I went to the store where that they shot the freewheeling Bob Dylan, I think, when he walks down the street with a girl in his arms. There was a record store there, so they had that was also awesome. Wish I could go to New York once a year to just dig for records. I don't know how the climate is there now, if it's easy to find still. I mean, I found Grateful Dead records when I went to New York for like $5 and $7 back then. And I mean, those were maybe $30, $40 records here in Sweden back then. So that was awesome. I remember I bought Working Man's Dead and Newberry, Laura Nyro's something from a homeless guy that had a crate of records. So when we came out of a restaurant on the streets of New York in Manhattan, this guy had a crate of records just sitting there and I think I paid like $10 for 3-4 records, something like that. It's insane. Nights On again, Machine, fantastic cover artwork, great record. Super Sister again. Monks would be awesome. The Jam is one that I haven't played it yet, so it's going to get off the list pretty soon. Webb, great one. Rufus, Norwegian Prog, if I'm not mistaken. I think so anyway. Spyro again, and British St. John. Culpeper's Orchid, if you don't know this record, but I think that most of you who watches this knows about this record. It's a Danish prog record, and it's maybe top 5 records of Scandinavia in that sort of prog genre. And I think many people agree with me when it comes to that record. It's a fantastic record. Moving on. Let's see here. I got the folk singing. Yeah, the VMP, Vinyl Me Please version was 8.5, 5 out of 10. Some distortion on it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the same one. Woodstock in upstate New York had Sunday Market, and I got a lot of records there. I bet like that would be awesome back in the day. Maybe today too. I don't know how the. Oh, you have one for sale. Let's talk after this. Don't tell anyone. Like Thomas Zebra, I don't see often. Love that Panic record. Okay, so let's see here. I have to cheat. I'm sorry, guys. I have to cheat. Okay, so it's Barbara. Let's see if we can go a little bit quicker to her. Mama Lion, great. Lorm, fantastic. That I have. This Nina Simone record, best Nina Simone record in my opinion. No, here we are. Let's see here. Okay, I've skipped one. Let's do this. Barbara Keith. This is a pretty new discovery. 18 months ago, I added this to the want list. I think that she does a fantastic version of All Along the Watchtower, so I wanted to play that for you guys. But it's Reprise Records or Reprise Records. Not super expensive, but not a dollar record. If anyone has this, please let me know while we play a little bit of this. But I think that this is one of the best All Along the Watchtower covers I've heard. That's awesome.
There must be some way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine, plowmen dig my earth. None of them along the line know what any of it is worth. No reason to get excited, the thief kindly spoke.
Yeah, I think it's a cool version of it, and the rest of the record is really great too. So this is definitely one that I have on my want list that I can see if I can hunt it down. But I mean, Reprise Records, it has to be pressed in a lot of copies, and I bet one or two of you have this. I have a WLP of that Barbara Keith record. Okay, cool, awesome. I'll see if I can try to find it. I'm really excited about that one. So skipping ahead a little bit. So cold cuts, fantastic. Obviously, Popol Vuh. You can never go wrong with Popol Vuh. Splash, for all you guys who don't know, this is Swedish Prague outfit. A little bit symphonic, maybe. Great too. Hard to get nowadays. Persepolis, Stefan Abelin Quintet, one of the best Swedish jazz records ever. Fantastic record. If you don't know it, check it out. It's really good. I have a Japanese press of that that is still, I think 10 years later, still pretty affordable. You can get it for it's the shipping from Tokyo or Japan that is the deal breaker, I guess, but really good. But I wanted to focus your attention to this Anthony Rebop Kuba self-titled record. This was released in Sweden in 1973. A lot of you probably knows about this on Philips. Great cover artwork. But I think that the cool thing about this is that you have sort of two sessions. It seems that way when you read here, because the A1 song, Kwaku Thing, has Rune Karlsson and Lucas Lidholm on it. Great jazz musicians, don't get me wrong. But all the other tracks, like the A2 to B3, has Erik Dahlbeck and Bengt Dahlén on it. And Erik Dahlbeck and Bengt Wallén is from Fläsket Brinner. So you have the coolest fucking guys who played with Bo Hansson playing on this 1973 jazz world rhythm sort of record. So let's just take 30 seconds and listen to Kwaku Thing, so you know what the first sort of session sounded like, and then we go to Funkum, just to give you an example. This is a hard one to get. 2 for sale, starts at $1,000. I've seen it in Stockholm on the Holy Moly wall. It's an expensive record, but one day I will have this record. So let's start with the first session. Okay, so you get the deal. Like, let's go to Funkum. So the second session with the Fläsket Brinner guys, and also Jan Schaffer on electric guitar, Bobo Stensson on electric piano. You have Mafia Falai on trumpet. It's just a great bunch of musicians. Let's see if we can get it working here. I mean, the drive is it's a total different monster, isn't it? Such a vital session, really. So yeah, a classic sort of obscure Swedish jazz or fusion record that is hard to get. I've seen it maybe in real life. I've seen it maybe twice during all these years. So yeah, hard one to get. Gal Costa. I'm not a Brazilian sort of guy. I haven't really dipped my toe in that genre yet. I don't think that I dare to do it, because the rabbit hole is so deep when it comes to that sort of genre in music that I'm afraid that I'm going to get lost and buy up all Brazilian records there's to listen to. Vashti Banyan, obviously. Yeah, 40. What's that? 4,500 euro. Till the band comes in, still need that one to add to my Scott Walker collection. Sheila McDonald, I have the second one. I don't have the first one, or if it's the other way around, I don't know. The Unicorn, I think that Vinyl Stockholm had that also. I think it comes from his recommendation. Sid Selfridge, fantastic. I have one of his records, really, really good. And this is right now, this is one of my top list items, Emily. Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that actually issued an entire video just about this record just 2-3 days ago, something like that. Go check that out if you're interested. And the Norman Hines Band, great. Locomotive, obviously. Moving on. Have watched it. No way. Do you have it? Shit. Man, what a record. Like, man, what a record that is. Even for those Sabbath records from Brazil. Okay. So Gal Costa, I also have a great dealer if you are interested in Brazilian records. I know, but I can't really. Shit, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Can't do it, man. Bernard says, have you tried a Discord add-on called Want Lister? No, I had no idea that it existed. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this live stream. I'm going to check what it's all about. It sorts out new editions from You Want List and lets you filter in country. Maybe, oh shit, stay. Maybe this thing that we all have been waiting for. I don't know. Rebop also played with Can. Yeah, exactly. And he had a huge hit with his Masimba Bale. Okay. He played with Can. He also played with Traffic. So, I mean, and he died in Sweden, I think, in the 90s or 80s. So he lived his last years here from the 70s, I guess, up till his death. So, yeah, Dina Webster, great. Freedom Children, Climax Blues Band. I actually have this. I need to play it. Yeah, let's see here. Jonas and Einar, also really good. I think it's Icelandic. outfit. But we have come to the next record that I want to showcase for you guys. So Reflections, Eric Bibb, Kaleidoscope, and so forth. But I want to land on this little puppy here. So this is Plastic Penny. It's like British pop, like it says. Formed 1967. I think that the guys that were in this band were in Procol Harum. Yeah, Procol Harum, and you have the Spencer Davis Group, Uriah Heep, Elton John band. So you know what to sort of expect. And again, I don't think that this is a super uncommon record. I think that I've seen it shown, but I don't know. 90 to have it, 195 that wants it. A little bit pricey. I think that this is brilliant. Really, really good. So let's play the first track called Everything I Am. First track, first side.
Nature is my inspiration.
Ooh.
My source of being.
Commercial.
As the trees bloom, we grow stronger together.
Together.
My nature, my strength. I am Chloe. Chloe Eau de Parfum. And the new Eau de Parfum, Rose Naturelle Intense.
Sorry for that. Here we go.
Everything I'm because of you, and everything I do, girl, I do it just for you. You stand by me when the times are rough. How can I ever thank you enough? Everything I'm, darling, I'm because of you.
I don't know, maybe a little bit sappy for some of you. I think it's a really great record. So check it out if you're interesting. Oh, that's heavy. Yes. Okay, moving forward. Eric Bibb, fantastic guitar player here in Sweden. Yeah, Dr. Hooker, The Truth would be awesome to have, obviously. Oliver have a bootleg, but pretty early issue of that. Great record. 14 in a Bunch, underrated Swedish garage. Guru and Hinton would be awesome to have that too. Life, I actually don't have the Swedish press of the Life record. I only have the English version of that. So would be cool to have the Swedish version. But I think the English version is better. But I'm one of the few that does, I guess. Doris, who did You Give the World Some Love Today, Babe? Her first half of the tracks are in Swedish, half of the tracks are in English, and the English versions of it is worth the admission. I guarantee it. Yale Unit had it, traded it. Yeah, I know. I bought that for €40 back in the day from a store in Stockholm called Runt, and they had a 40 bill on it because it had some ringware. Just let that sink in for a bit. Like, shit. You could score some really nice stuff back in the day. Red Hash, OG of that would be awesome. Vinyl Stockholm has it. I bet you have it. It's one of the best sort of acid folk records, or folk records maybe. Susanne Menzel, fantastic Danish singer-songwriter, died very early. This was issued in the 80s, but it sounds more like a 70s record if you ask me. Produced by Claes Schöning, I think. Fantastic. I say fantastic a lot, but yeah, you have to live with it, I guess. Farm, obviously. Keadmon, also really good. This is a fairly new discovery for me. Gerald Spooner, Growing Up, not super expensive. I think, a private pressed record from Germany. Really good. Also worth checking out if you're interested in that sort of thing. And who isn't? Like, who isn't? Jesus Didn't Die. So yeah, those Christian folk records can be oh so brilliant. Like, yeah, Solid Ground, fantastic. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Svenska Löd would also be awesome to have, and Ångest by Roger Ekman. Let's continue on here. Sire, as you can see, and Earth and Fire. These are classic records. Like that Arthur Lee Harper record would also be cool. He released 2 records. I think the first one, and not the second one, but the first one was on Lee Hazelwood's label. I have that one. Great record. But the second one is much harder to find. I don't think it's better, but it's hard to find. Robin Lent again. You have Felt and Road, which are also pretty classic. Paper Garden, some Miles, and some Pepper's Blues. Quero, I have the reissue of that on Mondo Svart record label. Fantastic. And this is not like super hard to get, the original press. So I guess someday I'll get it. Chubby Checker, great psych record, believe me. Yeah, and George Duke. Let's see here. I think that we're coming up towards the next one. Yes, we are. So different mosaic releases. All of them sounds fantastic. A little bit dull if you compare to new reissues today, where you get like the Tone Poet treatment of these jazz records and stuff like that. I mean, these are pricey box sets, and you are paying for the sound quality because you don't get any more really. But I have some 2 Monk boxes of mosaic. Motherlight, maybe also on top 25's biggest ones, but I want to dip our toe in Johnson Field Control. So this is, I don't know, it was released in Spain 1975, but I think it's a UK outfit. I couldn't find really any information on before doing this. I know that I read about it when I added it 2years ago. I think I found it in one of the Pecora books, and it just looked kind of silly, so I wanted to check it out, and it's magnificent. Like, to me, it's at least. So let's listen to it a little bit, and you can also continue writing. I'll read the comments now while we listen to the first song called Soft Lowland Tongue.
Pass the wine and the Benedictine to the girl with the swollen eyes. Get the horses back in the stable just before sunrise. Never let my father know where I ride, where I go. The people in the village would be crying in the street if they knew my part in their charade. Look at my mother walking by the swimming pool. Face pale and body frail, the sky is black and cruel. Years ago she said to me, there's no such thing as destiny. My mother is the kind of woman who never want to hear about your love for me.
Yeah, I think it's such a cool record. There are reissues of it, but I would love a original press. It was only released in 1975 in Spain. Then the next sort of release of it is in the late 80s or 90s, maybe on CD. So nothing other than like the Spanish press, but really cool. I think like it doesn't sound like 1975. In my opinion, it sounds more like the Shins or something like that from mid 2000s. Yeah, cool record. Let's move on. So John Williams, fantastic. UFO, great. Ave Rock, I have that. I haven't played it yet. I think that's Argentinian too, but I can't I might be wrong there. Okay, going forward, you have Archimedes Badkar, which is a great sort of proggish fusion record from Sweden. I'm the Scorpion, also a great Swedish record. One of the best Swedish psych records, definitely. Arbetarfredhet, always good. Yeah, some private press there from the same record label, also worth checking out. But let's go to the next one that I want to highlight, and that is Chameleon Church. This is, I don't think that this is very hard to find, but the only reason that I added it to my want list is because I got to know that Chevy Chase, the actor, the comedian actor, is on this record. So this is, I guess, like maybe the short-lived American psychedelic rock band formed in Boston, Massachusetts, 1967. So the release is 1968. I guess that they were already through when the record was out. Great record cover, and it has that sort of 1968 US sound to it. But I love it. So let's play a little bit of that.
Candy cotton memories, bright forgotten fantasies on sunny days. Now the sun don't seem to shine that way, but I'll think of them and smile and say, I'll remember in a kindly way.
Let's see, I think it was the second song maybe that I played today, just to... Yeah.
The world isn't waiting for you to start living here. No one can show you the way to go home. There's still sense in seeing a reason for giving here. Everyone's life is a part of your own. There's no point in going the places you've been before, unless it's the place where you've been.
Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. I think it's the perfect blend between like Orange Bicycle or Fickle Pickle and the Zombies. And all those three bands are from the UK, and this is super US. So I don't know, but it's a cool one, and extra cool that it's a Chevy Chase record. So when you have your dinner parties and tea parties out there, you can just pick this out and have the perfect conversation piece. So there you go. I'm a Son, also really, really cool. Yeah. Let's move on. I listened to this today. Jesus Makes You High. It's a very sort of DIY, garagey, sort of Christian folk record. Awesome. Yeah, so we have Wizard from Kansas that I still don't have. The Blues Magoose that I still don't have. I've seen it, but I have never picked it up. Diddy Lind. Yeah, Lois Lane. Also great. Turn On, great. Morten Macabre, Swedish prog from the 90s, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, 90s. Fuzzy Duck, an early or original press of that is very high up on the want list. Like shit, I would love one of those. And July also, and this is more like on the watch list than the want list. Tangerine Sue would be awesome to have, and Dark, even if it's one of those reissues, I still need to pick one of those up. Yeah, Duffy, great. And some jazz for you all to enjoy. This is T2, also very sort of classic when it comes to heavy blues and heavy rock. Albatross, you have Jeff Lieberman, High Tide, still need that one. But I want to stay a little bit on the petards or petards or however you pronounce it. A German band actually from the 60s, and not the best, like not the absolutely best 60s record that you have had or you have heard, but again, you don't really stumble upon totally unknown 60s records that are good. So I'll play a little bit and I go through the recent comments, and just keep on writing and asking questions also if you have any.
Nevermore, friend. I'll have to say goodbye to her. Nevermore, friend. I'll have to cry for her. For her. Nevermore, I cry, cry, cry. I'll cry. Nevermore, I'll say goodbye to her. Nevermore. Nevermore.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool one to have on the want list, sort of have a look for. I guess that is a very beat up copy, yeah. But here in Europe, like if German, pretty easy to or easier to get, I guess, than in the States. So yeah, moving on. Shampoo, all awesome. Barbara Sipple. I think that's a private press sort of Christian folk record. I have the one that she released before when she was called Barbie, which is a fantastic record. And the surprise package 3-Up. I know that Derek has this. This is also high up on my want list. This is on the Lita label or LHI Records label, which were the Hazelwood record label. Really good. Yeah, I guess I have to pay up for it. Just go down that sort of path, I guess. Ashra Temple, great. The sound, not so hard to find. Cold cut, obviously. Linda Porhax, everyone wants that. So do I, like one day, hopefully. The Visit by Bob Smith. I see this for sale pretty often, and they always go for good money, but it's like everyone is selling their copies. so and people are buying new copies, like older copies. Time also really good. This is cheap heat, in my opinion. Like prog from Yugoslavia, really cool. So yeah, let's see here if we can land on the next one that I want to play. Demon Fuzz, also on my maybe top 25, highest up on the want list. Mini Ripperton, Come to My Garden. Bought a copy of that in Berlin. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the best shape, so I ended up selling it. Yeah. Let's see here. Nirvana, Free, Nick Drake. Everyone needs Nick Drake in their want list. Ruth Copeland, also really good. Chairman of the board, Cheap Heat, if you want that funky, a little bit, maybe psychedelic, maybe. Like, okay, don't take my word for it, but Udicil, I have the reissues, but would be awesome to have the original pressings. I mean, the music is fantastic, and the entire sort of mysticism around Udicil is also highly interesting and super tragic. Satanic, if you are in the States, pick this up. This is from Inner City Records, 1977. Perfect jazz funk with a fantastic cover artwork, and you buy it for like 126, so like $20. Like, yeah, highly recommended. I mean, I pay probably double for the shipping for that, so I can't buy it from the States. Shipping here with toll and taxes and everything is just not worth it. But if you're in the States, pick that up. Okay, so moving on, as you can see, we get to the sort of jazz section of my want list. It seems like that anyway. Getting a little bit more jazzier. Jorma's great. Also, Population 2 would be awesome to have that. I have the second press, which sounds fantastic. The word that goes around is that it sounds better than the original press. I don't know. I haven't got any to compare to. Sid Barrett would love to have the first two on original pressings. I don't. Race Shown Earth again. Pete Brown died just yesterday, I think. Sad. Sad news indeed. Let's see here. Voice of the Wolf is a compilation, sort of obscure compilation, avant-garde record from Sweden. Really good. Not essential, but really good. Stillleaf's Sortie. Also obscure one, really good. Free jazz. Pretty Things Parachute. I can't find it. Like I never find it, and it shouldn't cost too much. And when I find it, they want like too much for it. So I won't pay up the prices I've found it for. So I just end up not buying it at all. I mean, one day, shit. So this has made us come to the next one, and that is Undisputed Truth, Cosmic Truth. This is a cheap Heat record all day long, in my opinion. Still one I don't have, but it's really cool. And they do a great version of Down by the River by Neil Young. So let's just play that for a second. But this is psychedelic funk. Like, yeah. And I bet most of you probably have this. So I just need to pick it up. No, UFO. Let's play UFO. That's a better representation of the record. So you get a little bit of what I'm talking about, hopefully, but it's cheap heat. Like if you find it, and I haven't found it. So if you find 2 copies, let me know. Yeah, moving on. I think I have to speed this up. This has been awesome. Like I'm going to do this again because there are many more records that is worth showcasing in my opinion. I could show you or play any of these for you because I have it in my want list because I think they are brilliant. So let's just go to the next one, shall we? Subway. Yeah, I don't know if they are French or if they are UK American musicians, Seattle. Let's see. Okay, maybe they are US. On Epic, so not the smallest label, but shit, this costs a lot of money. But then again, I get it. This is awesome, like really, really good. If any one of you have this, just let me know, and I'll try to do everything I can to get you to sell it to me. But let's play "I'm a Child," the first song on the first side. It's great.
I'm a child, today my questions go quick, silver finger. everywhere. Like any child, I tend towards the sun. Go and bring the answers as my building blocks to universes far beyond my eyesight and to views that can be seen by anyone. Starlight, starbright, baby, wish at twilight and go on through moonlight till the morn. Alright, I'm a child. Sometimes I cry, but I'm a child, and I can fly.
The entire record is like that. I think it's brilliant. It's the sort of the folk with that poppy melodicness to it, and also the pinch of acid just sprinkled over it. I think it's brilliant. I've only seen one being sold, and it was actually one of my favorite sellers here in Sweden. That sold it. I was too late to push the buy button. Unfortunately, I think it's so good, but it's pricey. So I don't know if I'll ever have the funds to check it out. I'm going to skip my want list now. I have 3 more records to play for you, and so let's just talk about them, and we'll wrap this up. Judy Starr. This is everyone, I think at least, recognizes this sort of layout for record covers. I guess that when you pressed privately, I get more people don't bear this better than me, but when you pressed records privately, they had sort of the what is it called, templates for record covers. So you just put your name or band name on with a preset font, and in this case just a photo of yourself. Judy Starr. So Fayette record label, and yeah, I don't know, 30 records, most of them 7 inches. Again, A to have 46 that want. You have 2 for sale from €38 or dollars. Goes for a little bit more, so I guess that's a pretty beat up cover. But I mean, I these are the things that I live and die for. Finding these sort of gems. How many of these were pressed? I mean, there can't be many. 1970, Judy Starr, she didn't do anything more. Like, I love this stuff. So let's just play a song for you.
My competition stands 5'2". My dark brown eyes teeth.
I think it's the second one that I listened to, because that's a bit, yeah, maybe.
You can do anything you want to. You're a man, so I can't lay the law down to you. Love me, baby, leave me. Hold me, want me, deceive me. Do anything you want to do, but don't take me for granted. Don't take me for granted. Now I don't care if you gamble all your money away.
I think it's pretty cute. Like, and I don't know if it was that song that I intended to play, maybe Leaving on the Jet Plane, but you get the gist of it, I guess. So yeah, 2 more to go. Roxelona, yes. La Bruja, I can't pronounce that, but this is let's see here. I think they are from Spain. Barcelona, yeah, from Spain. only released one record. There is reissues of it. It looks like that anyway. And a little bit pricey. But man, this is heavy, fussy blues rock psych, maybe. Let's check it out. See what do you guys think.
Estás sintiendo cómo se acerca. Poco a poco notas su presencia. No puedes escapar, pues eres tú mismo. Sale de tu interior. Es tu propio yo y tú. Tú quieres escapar. Quieres escapar. Y tú. Tú quieres correr.
I think it's a really neat sort of, and this is released 1979, so maybe we can thank 1979 for the somewhat good production of it. I don't know if this was a 1972 record, also recorded in Barcelona, maybe it wouldn't be as crisp and clear. I have no idea, but a cool one. And the last one is Wind Morning. This is a masterpiece from start to finish. A German band. They released 2 records. I have a reissue of Morning, and I know that Nico Malcolm had original press that he offered to me, and I didn't take it. I sort of regretted it. It was a little bit pricey, but I sort of regretted it. So, and I've been hunting for a original press of this. This is prog rock, but in a way, it's like a little bit folky, maybe more pop rock. Like every single song on this could be a radio tune, like be played on the radio, and people would love it. And also great cover artwork. If you know this, comment. But let's play a little bit of Morning Song, the first song on the first side.
So the early bird sings, and gently spreading sleepy wings, having risen very early to greet the early morning song. The night runs quickly from the morning. The day has only just begun. Oh, just begun.
Yeah, really good. Maybe some Genesis vibes to it. I don't know. But lovely. Great musicians, great voice. It has it all. So hopefully I'll find a copy of it soon. I think I'll close it here. We made it to page number 32 out of 52. So, I mean, still has some left to go. Let's take that on another time. Let's see. Remove. Hey, So thank you so much for watching. I'll hope that this is up so you can watch this. If you came in a little bit later, you can watch it from the start. And if you don't know, I'm on Instagram. You can find Sublime Media on Instagram, where I post records daily. So yeah, again, thank you so much for participating in this live. It was awesome. This is not the last time I'm going to do this. And talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.